Now, if you've been single for any amount of time, you might be wondering, do men even feel emotion? Yeah, we do sometimes. But if a man isn't ready for love, it's gonna feel a little bit robotic, almost emotionally detached. But if a man is ready to choose a woman for a lifelong committed relationship, he's gonna do it based on these 5 emotions. Hey there, my name's Adam LaDolce. I'm an executive love coach and the CEO of Love Strategies, where we help successful single women get out there and attract love and do it with a proven strategy. And I would say a unique perspective that I tend to bring to the table when it comes to helping women attract love is that I used to coach men on how to meet women just like you. So I used to coach guys on how to build their social confidence, how to be able to meet women, be able to flirt. And I helped the guys that you would typically overlook when you were going out and meeting people. And I would help them build confidence to be able to attract a great woman. So yeah, you're welcome. And I think back to that time, I had this guy who was a client, and he was one of the most successful people I'd ever met. He was like a hedge fund finance guy, all of that stuff, had the big house, fancy cars, all of that stuff. But I remember when I spoke with him about his love life and what it is he was looking for, he had a list of all the attributes he wanted in a woman. It was a really long list. And I remember it was like he wanted her to be extremely into fitness. He wanted to make sure that she was into climbing mountains, not just like hiking, but climbing mountains, like the real go-getter type, right? He had this huge long list. It was kind of ridiculous. Needless to say, I tried to tell him how ridiculous his list was and tried to build what I call a love vision with him, but he was ignoring it. He's like, no, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to get. That's it. Just help me find this woman. So I said, fine, whatever. Let me get you out there, at least meeting people. And a few months later, after he went through this process, he went out on his own and he randomly met a woman at a party, and she was the complete opposite of this list. I mean, she was artsy, she had tattoos, she had like a sleeve tattoo, it's pretty cool, and she never even went to college. Like, she just wasn't his, and no judgment there, it just wasn't his archetype of what he was trying to create with his sculpture of a perfect woman. And to the surprise of all of his friends and family, a year later, he married her. Now you might be thinking, how the hell did that happen? Well, here's the reality of love. It's not about logic or a checklist. It's about how you make a guy feel. That's what matters most. So I want to break this process down for you. And these are the 5 emotions that I saw most when guys would make a somewhat illogical decision when it came to their love life, for good or for bad, because they felt one of these 5 emotions. So let me jump into the first one. A man must feel emotional safety to commit to a woman. This one is huge. Men want to feel like they can just be themselves when they're around you without fear of judgment or criticism. And that can be tough to find nowadays for guys. And sadly, a lot of women will stifle that even if they say they want it. When a man feels emotionally safe, he's going to open up. He's going to share his vulnerabilities, and he's going to see you as someone that he can really trust long term. Ultimately, emotional safety comes from, for starters, supportive communication. Listening to him without trying to fix him every single step of the way. Also going into these conversations with kind of a judgment-free attitude, accepting him for who he is, flaws and all, the same way he should accept you. As well as just being consistent. I mean, if you're able to show up as someone that he can really rely on emotionally, he's going to continue doing that. Think of it this way. When a man feels emotional safety, it's kind of like the foundation of a house. Without it, nothing can stand and the house will always crumble. And if you want to go deeper on this topic and learn how to build that deep emotional connection with men, head on over to lovestrategies.com. We have a free interactive training that's going to really customize a love strategy for you and walk you down this path to attracting the guy you truly deserve. Go to lovestrategies.com, check it out. Here's the next one. A relationship must have variety to keep the passion alive. Men are drawn to women who bring a sense of fun, adventure, and a little bit of unpredictability into their lives. And don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to be like some crazy thrill seeker, jumping out of airplanes, constantly on the go. You don't have to do all of this stuff. It's just about creating those emotional highs in a relationship, not being afraid to create a little bit of unpredictability or even sometimes volatility in the relationship in a healthy way. So here are a few ways to create that variety. For starters, adventures are the way to go. Try some type of new activity. New for the both of you, by the way, not just him, but for you. It could be hiking, it could be a cooking class, or it could be going to the driving range if that's exciting to you. I'm more of a kite surfer. I like to skydive, stuff like that. If you're into that, push the limit, but just do something that pushes your comfort zone a little bit, pushes him. It's new, it's exciting, it creates variety in the relationship. I promise you that will build a much deeper emotional connection than just going to the local dive bar and grabbing a drink together. 2 is bring a little bit of playfulness. Tease him, joke around, don't be afraid to show your quirky side. And 3 is bring a little bit of mystery to the date, especially when you first meet the guy. Don't feel like he has to know everything about you from age 4 to 40 on the first date, okay? You can keep a little bit of intrigue and not revealing everything about yourself all at once. Here's the next one. A man must feel valued. Otherwise, he's just gonna lose interest. Men need to feel like they matter to you. And this doesn't mean like putting him on a pedestal, but rather just showing a genuine appreciation for who he is and what he brings to the table. This is obvious advice, but so few women actually lean into this, and those who do are so successful at building that emotional connection with men. So compliment his efforts, acknowledge his strengths, and let him know that you see him for everything that he brings to the table. And this is so ridiculous, but on a personal side, like I get such a weird sense of validation whenever I fly with my wife Jessica and she asks me to help her with the luggage and she's like, can you put it up top? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And I like my chest puffs up and I'm like, I'm gonna grab that luggage and put it up top. And it's like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But it does, I think, lay home this point, which is allow him to step into that masculine, allow him to feel valued. And I promise you, he's going to continue doing more of those activities and he's going to want to continue to invest in the relationship. Never underestimate a man's need to be needed. Here's the next one. Men are magnetically attracted to a warm yet challenging woman. The warm side makes him feel safe and feel cared for through the relationship, while being a challenge also keeps him intrigued and invested. So when it comes to bringing out that warmth, being kind, affectionate, and emotionally available, being kind of like that warm blanket on a Sunday night when you're watching Netflix and sipping some hot cocoa, okay? That's the warmth I'm talking about. While at the same time, it doesn't mean you're just soft and you accept all behavior. Be a challenge. You can have your own standards, your own boundaries, your own life outside of him. You can be both warm and a challenge. This is the emotion that creates the spice in the relationship. A man must be inspired by his relationship to stay committed. He needs the feeling of, I'm a better person when I'm with her. Ultimately, men choose women who make them feel like they're a better version of themselves when they're around their partner. If he feels inspired, supported, and excited about life because of your presence and what you bring to the relationship, he's going to see you as someone he needs to commit to for the rest of his life. Encouraging him, not like nagging, but encouraging him to be his best self, the same way that he should be encouraging and supporting you to be your best self. I mean, it can be as simple as looking him in the eye when he's having a tough day and saying, I believe in you. So there you have it, the emotions that matter most: safety, excitement, value, warmth, and inspiration. If you create a balance of these, you're not just a woman he dates, you're the woman he chooses for life. So let me hear from you in the comments. Which one of these emotions do you struggle to convey the most? And finally, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, give it a subscribe, give it a follow wherever it is that you're watching this video. And if you're ready to take all this stuff to the next level and learn a step-by-step strategy to attract that man where you can feel the feels like I talked about in this video, head on over to lovestrategies.com. There's a free step-by-step training that's going to teach you the 7 little love steps and be able to attract the right type of guys, say no to the wrong guys, and be able to set yourself up for that loving relationship so you don't have to watch videos like this in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you, my beautiful ladies, next week. Bye-bye.